Timestamps are inevitable.
Warrior.
Welcome back to episode 6. This is the One Stop Shop podcast. I am Stu, and my fellow lad to my left, well, not really to my left, but Sims, introduce yourself.
Welcome to Sims Incorporated, where we will make sure that you get all your needs.
He thinks this is his podcast. No. Anyway, we got a great show for you. Coming at you with another debate today. Live debate. The last time we did one was on the channel, an actual video. It was Harry versus Percy. We're still waiting on a lot more answers for that because Sims think he won, but I digress. I got a few things to mention right before. These two little quick segments shouldn't take long. I mean, I don't expect them to take long, but we'll dive right into it because we do got a debate coming. So, the first thing I was thinking about, I was watching, I'm still trying to catch up on the G1. I was thinking, what is I like a lot of people's entrances, but what is your favorite part about some people's entrances? And it ain't got to be New Japan. I was just referring to New Japan because that's what made me think about it. Naito's entrance, I was watching him come in, and when it does there's the part where you know the main what it sounds like the, I guess you would call it the chorus. There's no words, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Okay. That part right before that where it's do, and then it gets into it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That part's fire. Oh, I like that part. That's what made me think about this. You got any certain parts of a theme song that you really
Definitely.
Like? Yeah.
When it comes to Shingo, he has this little. They used it. I don't know if it's Bushi's theme also. I know they come out to it together whenever they're tagging. But I know Shingo uses it for him. But it's that little guitar part. It's like that part's fosmos. I can almost hear the attitude coming from that guitar. So that's one from New Japan.
All just Lij thing, rolling all Lij.
Well, you said Naito made me think of Shingo.
Yeah.
But if we go with I'll go to the NXT one, the old NXT one that's only it's a tag team. It's for DIY.
Yeah.
That beginning part when it's just whatever that is, somebody's hitting the thing on the drum, whatever they're doing, it's just over and over, just over and over. That part's fun.
Yeah.
And then when the guitar comes in, ooh, that guitar snap. Oh my gosh, a good guitar part really do it.
I thought about that because there's a bunch of I could literally sit here. I could probably pick something out of all the theme songs I like. I could probably pick something out of it of why, But I was thinking about that part in Naito's and all that. It just came to me. And you got any more?
I never heard this one live, but I always liked the beginning of Rey Mysterio's theme song, his old one, because he come jumping up from the bottom of the stage.
Yeah. I will mention a newer one. It's not really new. It's kind of a remix, but Wyatt, the whole when he came out, I was like, okay, what is that? What direction are they going with this theme? but then it started singing his old one just in a different way, the catching flies or whatever, you know what I'm talking about. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, yeah, that's fine. So that's a newer one. That's really I like a lot. And then you got just as a whole, you got Osprey, you always like Okada. You always hear that.
I haven't heard Ospreys in a minute because they've dubbed over it on
Yeah,
Watch songs.
that
I
little.
know what the song that they use for it, and I kind of like that one.
Yeah. But when Okada's little ding 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 ding, and then it's like starts his music, the
Him
corny.
and Tanahashi sound similar. I
Yeah,
noticed that.
I noticed like Tanahashi's is like revving up some type of engine, like when it starts. Kind of
I guess
sounds like the
I
way.
guess when you're an ace, you get similar theme songs.
Yeah. It's really just a lot of people in Japan. I mean, NXTs are good too. I like. Trying to think of everything. Like, Kenny's got a cool one in AEW. Do you like Kenny's old one or new one better? 'Cause I think I like the new one better.
I forgot what the old one sounds like. I'd have to hear it again.
But
I like Shinsuke's old theme. I don't remember what it sounds like right now, but I know I like that one.
yeah. Well, with that being said, it's just cool. Like a lot of certain parts of theme songs. The other thing I wanted to touch on was, are there any, this Phase 4 coming up in the MCU is huge. Like, there's a lot of new. It's like a new wave. It's like a whole bunch of new things coming. Is there any actors or actresses you would like to see be a character? Like, is there anybody specific you'd like to see do a MCU role? Because there's a lot of, characters coming up just off the ones we know.
Um, it would. Well, let's see. Seeing how before I started watching, um, the only character or the only actors I actually knew were Samuel Jackson. I think he's the only actor I knew before I watched the Marvel movies. Like I didn't know who Robert Downey Jr. was or Chris Hemsworth. So you can just keep big people I've never heard of, and I'll be straight.
Yeah, they always make good choices. I had one that I was like, yeah, he'd be really good in the MCU. I don't know what the heck he would do, but Johnny Depp. I think they put Johnny Depp in the MCU. That'd be really cool. Don't know how. I don't want to give them no like. I don't want to try to lead them. They got their own direction they're going, but I just think Johnny would be a pretty cool guy to be in the MCU. I was wanting him in the Harry Potter world for a long time. We finally got him as Grindelwald, and that was cool when they revealed him. So I just wanted to touch on that. But now we get to the thick of things. Now, if you're squeamish, turn away or close your ears. If you don't embrace the debate, then you might just want to go somewhere else because it's time for another debate. Our second one that S&STalk has produced. And the first one we had to choose, and I say had to choose Harry or Percy, but it was easy for us to choose, so it was no problem. This one we had I'm talking wide range of options. We could have chose anybody to debate against each other in this topic. And at this point in time, we do not know who each other has. I'm hoping it's not the same person. Sims swore that we wouldn't pick the same person, but we'll see. If we did pick the same person, then that's going to be an awkward debate. Anyways, what we're doing is we're doing the best villain of all time in our opinion. And we're debating both our choices against each other for who is better. That could be a lot of things, but since it's based off villains, who is the better villain? That's technically the debate. You know what I'm saying? Because we're not going to debate like who likes which one more because clearly we picked our own choices. But like it's who is the better villain? You know what I'm saying? You get me, Sims?
Yeah, who's the better villain? Yeah.
Okay, okay. So I will let you. We'll start with opening statements. You can announce your guy in your opening statement. Let me. You want to have a timer over there because I know we had a timer for the first one.
However you want to do it. It's your debate. So however you want to do it.
Can you get a timer over there?
Yeah.
Okay. Put 30 seconds for opening statements.
All right. The villain I chose took a lot of deliberation. I called people to get their opinion. I asked some people in my class, Googled, and up until maybe 3 hours ago, I didn't know who I was going with. But I have chosen Reverse Flash.
All right. You got the timer ready for me?
Yep.
All right. So I have chosen simply my favorite character of all time in any hero comic or story, Marvel or DC, anything. And that is the clown prince of crime, the Joker. All right. So now that we know who each other has, we got Reverse Flash versus the Joker. We'll let you start with your first opening point. What did we do last time? I believe it was a minute 30 with
Okay.
the when it comes time for me to rebuttal. What was the rebuttal? 45 seconds maybe?
That'll work if you want.
All right, cool. All right, start whenever.
So I didn't just choose Reverse Flash. I chose Reverse Flash from the TV show The Flash from season 1. So I chose this specific one. This actor, I chose him. I could have chose a bunch of other people came to my mind, but those just felt too obvious. So when the field was widened, I narrowed down on Reverse Flash just for the simple fact that he was part of what pretty much everybody says was the greatest season of the Flash. He was the main villain of a great season, so he's the driving point to that season. Because you can't have a superhero show that's good without a villain. That's who he's going up against the whole season. So without him, you don't have that first initially great season that everybody loves. So that's the first reason I chose him. Okay.
All right. So you've already backed yourself into a corner because you're basing off this character off of one season of a show that basically he almost defeated himself in a way in the end. of that episode of the season, because technically Reverse Flash, he he was cool with his powers, but what did we see him really accomplish other than defeating himself? Because he's super smart, we know. He was able to tap into the time. I don't want to say the wrong terminology, but basically, understand their speed, they're quick, they can basically alter time. He basically defeated himself with that due to what Barry and them was able how they were able to defeat him and beat him. He he basically wasn't even strong enough to overcome that, and it was only good for a season, which is not enough to ride on as being a best of all time. Okay. And now for my opening statement. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Joker, pick whichever one you want, honestly. There's been so many stories and timelines and types of Joker. But the Joker, and I'm not going to base this whole argument around popularity because I apparently that is prohibited in these type of debates according to the last one. But it doesn't matter. Joker is known in any type of story you read it as. You read whatever story or comic you read, whatever movie you watch. The things that Joker does, it proves to you that he is psychotic and he is willing to destroy anybody just to get at Batman. That is a sick, twisted villain. He's done sick, twisted things. And the best part about it all is he doesn't care because he's psycho. He has no moral compass that tells him, I'm doing wrong. And the best, and I'll get this on my next point, the story arc and the storyline with him and Batman itself is one of the best in all comic book history. People know Batman versus Joker.
That's it.
That's it.
Okay. Nothing you really said was preposterous or even outlandish. I think you are, if you're encompassing all the Jokers, like you said, you're not choosing one. Then I think you should be able to also see that some of them that have been portrayed weren't weren't as good, if we're being honest, as some of the best ones that we've had. Which I'm talking about the Jared Leto. I feel like he wasn't as good of a Joker. So I feel like when you have a performance that lowers the standard, that brings down what other people did, where it's not, you're not always hitting with this character, that this character can in a sense miss, which it kind of did for me. It kind of missed for me. So I feel like when the character isn't a surefire 100% hit, then that would then bring it down a notch.
All right, you can continue on into your second point.
So in the first, okay, in the first season, for somebody who hadn't known anything about anything, the twist of the Reverse Flash revealing himself and his identity and his story and who he is and his motives. It's one of the best. I've never felt more what is it, taken for a loop. I didn't see that coming at all. His but if you already know that, then the first time I'm sure the first time that you find that out, it's the same way. So for me to see it happen out like on the screen for the first time, that's because for other people I'm sure it was reading it, but for me on the screen to see it for the first time, that was crazy. And what he did, like to be a villain, you have to like you know do like do some terrible stuff, and I don't know anything more terrible than killing killing somebody's mom in front of them, and then getting their dad locked away in jail for it. That's pretty bad. And you made it to where the kid is just the kid is just gonna seem crazy for saying what actually happened, and that the dad has no way to rebuttal this. So, in terms of messing and screwing up somebody's life, that's a pretty. He basically took away like his childhood. So for me, the act of what he actually did in that season is is another reason.
So, and I'll get to my points of the things that Joker has done. But your reasoning for yours is when I compare it to the Joker, when I can compare it to what he has done, I don't see. I don't think anybody says, "Oh, Reverse Flash, what a sick, twisted villain! What a one of the worst villains." Not meaning it like they suck, but meaning as in like being a good villain. One of the worst villains. I mean, no, I don't see Reverse Flash in that role. He might be your favorite. He might be somebody who comes out on top to you. But I think just the, killing someone's mother, what he did, and the things that he was trying to do. Yeah, it was to see he was a bad guy in that season. It made you hate him. He did his job in making you hate him. But was it a notoriety? Was it important enough that someone else, another villain, couldn't have been able to do the same thing and just be on that level? Anybody, anything that makes you a villain, anybody can kill anybody and have a bad guy, such as Reverse Flash's only opponent was ever Flash. Flash and Reverse Flash. It made no other noise than that. He did his thing, and then he was beaten. Simple.
Okay.
Okay. So that rebuttal led me to my point. I just want to go over some things that the Joker has done. You remember Killing Joke, the animated. That's when he paralyzes Barbara Gordon, which is Jim Gordon's, I believe, daughter. Right? He he doesn't intend to kill her. He intends to shoot her to paralyze her, to ruin her life. He cuts off his own face in a comic and wears it because he's that psycho. In one storyline, and I think they made an animated movie out of this with Batman, just to frame Batman, he snapped his own neck. Joker snapped his own neck to frame Batman to make it look like he killed Joker. He's Basically, he destroyed China in one of the comics just because he wanted to make a joke out of it. And then there's a story of Injustice, the game and the comic, of how he made Superman. He twisted Superman's mind into killing Lois and then killing him. And it's just some of the certain things. He killed Jason Todd, Robin, with a crowbar. He killed Jim Gordon's love, his wife. He literally has done the most sadistic things in any comic book history. He is by far the sickest and most twisted, especially when it comes to what he's done to Batman himself.
That's it.
That's it.
So one, I don't think being the most sadistic and most twisted it should be the leading factor. But I think what you might have said, some could see that as false because going to some other villains that I thought of, I think some of these people could rival as the most sadistic and most twisted. There's Jason. The other dude from the scary movie, I don't know his name. I don't watch those, but that other dude who, what's his name? Freddy.
Yeah.
Him. I think there's somebody else. I think. Hannibal Lecter. I think he was sick, sadistic, and twisted. So I don't know if he has that claim locked down completely. But in terms of being sadistic, he is. I don't know if that is. I don't know if he's the most. I don't know if that should be the leading factor. That's all I got for the rebuttal. But is this our last point?
Yeah, last point.
Okay. So, I started off this debate at a how do I say, with where I would say you started off this debate with the unfair advantage, because the villain I think who is worse than the Joker, he's from a show that you have not finished or caught up on, and some things that could be revealed and could be shown in a way on the TV show you have not seen, and I therefore I cannot state. So a lot of the stuff you're saying, I can't necessarily combat it in a proper way without ruining. But I just wanna use this one scenario. I just want to know, this is one thing I can use that's safe. It's the fact that Barry felt. I don't know if Batman has ever felt the emotional connection that Barry did. Actually, I bet he hasn't. He hasn't not felt that emotional connection that Barry did to Wells. So to see the person that helped you literally become who you are and train you and let you know, like gave you pointers and how to do everything, and who motivated you, and who like you know it's fine when Wells would say, "Run, Barry, run, come on," and then so now whenever he's running, he has to think about, well, the man who taught me this killed my mom. Think about that. he felt an emotional attachment. So think about as soon as he found out that, what he must have felt. I don't think Batman has felt that way with the Joker before. To have an emotional attachment to somebody, it's like his own blood did that to him. That's what makes it worse. Somebody that's basically like family did that to him, and had planned to do it for the longest. And
Is that not a minute 30?
I haven't been using the timer really for anybody.
Oh my gosh.
It was too much to keep going back to it, so I just turned it off. So you've been going over it. I've been going over it.
Oh my gosh.
You want to get your point out?
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, finish.
It's actually the last thing. You said, what did he accomplish? He and Barry are linked forever. They're always running this race. It always plays out this way. It's a loop, if you will. They're always doing this. It's always going to be him and Reverse Flash running out this way, same way. Reverse Flash has done this countless times. So, in a sense, it's kind of the same way with the Batman and the Joker, his primary person. They're always fighting, destined to be enemies. But a good villain is somebody that you can't escape, and there's no way, because they're literally linked together. They can't separate. Like, they're always gonna be linked together. Batman and Joker is the primary person he's with. Like, all it takes is one person just killing them, and that'd be it. So, in terms of having that, like that, not bond, but just like that connection with your arch rival, it, to me, that gives you longevity to see you as the villain that you are over time.
Okay.
That's it.
Well, for my rebuttal for you, I'm glad you mentioned emotional connection because I'll get to that on my third point. But you said you had an unfair advantage on having to choose somebody because I don't know the person. But that basically sounds like you're just ready to forfeit this because you're not picking the person you really want to use. So it sounds
This
like
is who
to
I
me,
want.
it sounds like to me that there was somebody else. But since you have a reason you can't use them, you're not even bringing your strongest Pokemon card to the fight. That man said, "Well, I got this Chrome Pikachu over here or whatever, but I guess I'll just use the regular one." Man didn't even bring his biggest Pokemon card. But I wanted to say, or ask you a question rather. Do you think reverse, and whether I know everybody or not, it doesn't matter. It's just a yes or no question. Do you think Reverse Flash is the Flash's number one villain? Is he his?
Yeah.
Is he his number one?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to know. All right, going to my third point. Okay, emotional connection. There is nothing stronger than Batman versus Joker. And simply put, by the best, I'll go ahead and narrow it down if you want me to. The best Joker there's ever been is Heath Ledger, The Dark Knight. He himself stated to Batman, when Batman asked him, why doesn't he just try to kill him? Why doesn't Joker just try to kill Batman? And Joker claims, kill you. What would I do without you? which might be the best line he's ever delivered because it makes perfect sense. Joker and Batman are destined to fight forever. Joker doesn't want to kill Batman, and Batman can never lead himself to kill the Joker. It's always a constant battle because they are destined to fight. And Joker knows this. That's why he claimed that himself. What would he do? What else would he have to accomplish if Batman dies? Nothing. All the things he's put Batman through. You say that there could be nothing else darker than Reverse Flash killing Flash's mom. But all the things out of the comics, probably some that we haven't even read. What's to say in some form, in some fashion? We already know some of it. But Joker has taken just as much or more away from Batman. I mean, in The Dark Knight, he made he made Batman choose, which led to what's her name exploding in the fire, which Batman just did as a game. He's doing it as a game to the Batman. Bruce has to deal with this. Yet that emotional connection is so strong, he can never find himself to kill the Joker. That is emotionally strong. Whatever twisted and sick way it may be in, they are truly linked forever. Batman and the Joker. All right, you can,
Is it?
yeah, you can do your final rebuttal.
Um. So it's not the fact. What you said is true. That factual. But it's the fact that Flash would not literally exist without Reverse Flash. And Reverse Flash legit needs the Flash to get back. It's the fact that it's not they choose, like how Batman can't bring himself to, or the Joker, why would I do that? They have the option. There is no option for Reverse Flash has to create Flash in order for him to get back. It's a need. It's not a I want to. It's a need. They need this. So for me, it's gonna be stronger for something that needs to happen versus something that just could happen. Yeah, they could, but he needs it. So in that sense, I feel like the connection in that way is leaning more towards that way. And then with an emotional connection, nothing you just said really felt more more emotional than seeing Barry watch his mom be killed in front of him and his dad be blamed for it and then locked away. So he lost both his parents just like that at the hands of the Reverse Flash. So I don't see the emotional connection in that way either that you referenced. That's it.
All right, then I guess closing statements. Would you like to go first or me?
You
So it seems like we have shifted more towards who's connected more. When the real fight here is who's the best villain. Reverse Flash has a story. Yes, he has ruined Barry's life. But Barry has found ways to cope with that. He's moved on and he's gotten stronger. Batman and Joker forever continue. And the amount of what Joker has done compared to just what Reverse Flash has done, all the things that Joker has done, has to put him at the top of the best villain of all time. He, not even just a Batman. I talked about how what he's done to Superman. He is known for all the sick things and villainous things that he's done. When Reverse Flash has just ruined Barry's life, Joker has ruined millions of lives. So vote Joker, folks. We all know it. Don't lie to yourself. Joker is the best villain. Thank you.
So just a few things in my closing. I want to just reiterate for everybody. It was said that I didn't bring my best card to the table, when in fact I brought the best card you could bring. It's just that the person I'm debating has not seen everything himself. So instead of ruining stuff that could happen and things that they could show, I had to withhold that information. So I brought the best card to the table. I couldn't activate it the way I wanted to because it would have ruined something. Another thing, it's been said countless times that, well, he's done this just to Flash. He's done this just to Flash. Just to Flash. Joker did this to Superman and Batman. I chose to focus on the Reverse Flash from the TV show, The Flash. That is not to say that the character Reverse Flash has not done terrible things to other people, because I have seen that in other platforms and other animated shows. And God knows how many comics there are that he's done other stuff to other people. I just chose to focus on this one season and this one series because it shows. I just got to the meat and potatoes of a really good actor who portrayed a really good character. So just know that for any of y'all that have seen the Flash up to date, you know who the real true villain is, and who is, between Joker and Reverse Flash, the better of the two. It's obvious. It's the one who actually has superpowers. Thank you.
With that being said, it's up to y'all. Y'all have to decide. We've made our cases. Joker or Reverse Flash. So let us know in the comments. When we get a suffice number, we will determine the winner. We're still waiting, I think, on some more Harry Potter and Percy Jackson scores. Just being honest here.
Now, if only 3 people vote on this, and it comes out 2-1 to Joker, and it stays like that for like 6 months, it can then be said that the Joker won. I'm not gonna be waiting on no votes. You can wait on them for Percy and Harry. I'm gonna give you the win because you got more votes than me.
We'll see how long it takes. We need some answers, folks. We need answers for these debates. With that being said, we have closed the second debate. Court is adjourned.
Okay, so for the next topic on this episode, we're going to be talking about Post Malone's new album that came out. I got a few questions lined up to ask, and a little bit extra in there. So we'll just start off. Did you like Post's new album?
Yes.
Okay. Any let's see, anything that you just want to like say about it off the bat?
Well, let's just see here. I love the album. What are my favorite songs? Or is that a question for later?
Yeah, I was gonna ask that.
Okay. What do I like about the album? I just love it. It's so different. He always does something different, always something fresh and new. There's so many there's always I like them all. I like all the songs. There are songs that I like, and there's songs that I just love and play on repeat. And there's a ton of ones that I just absolutely love on this album. And it's so different and it's so fresh and just it's just really good, really good.
Okay. What determines if you like an album or not for you?
The whole album itself combined, for me to
Yes.
okay.
The album. What makes you like the album? Like, what's your criteria for like? Oh, I love that album.
I would say, I mean, you got to give a little bit of leeway. I don't think every album, if you like the album, means you have to like every song. I think you definitely got to have more than 75%. If you don't like at least 75% of it, I think it's okay to say that it's just an okay or not good album. But if you at least say there's 14 songs, if you like at least 10 out of the 14, that's a pretty good album. Me for this one, I really do like them all. So overall, yes, of course, it's a successful album. But usually to me, it's if I'm not saying close, I'm not saying 50-50. If I like most of these songs, I count the whole album as a success.
Okay. For me, let's see. I'm gonna start with what I was told to know if you like an album or not. So after I had listened to Post's album, one of the nights, I don't know, I had a dream, and in this dream, imagine, let's see, imagine you live in a world that's like Minecraft, where you can go into creative mode and build stuff and stuff like that. And we're living in this world, and we're at this house or something. Long story short, I run into the Migos, and so I asked the Migos, I'm like, "Have y'all heard Post's new album?" They say, "Yeah." I asked them if they liked it or not. I think it was Takeoff. I asked. I think he said he does. I don't know. I then asked him. I said, "What is it? What for you? What's the requirement? Like, what does it mean to like an album for you?" He said, "This is in the dream." He said, "This comes from the Migos, so they're reliable." He said, "To like an album, you have to like all these songs from the album." I said, "Okay." Now we don't have to go to that extent. But even if we did, if we go to that extent, I don't like the album. If we don't go to that extent, I still don't like the album. When I listened to the album, I listened to it in order all the way through once, and then I picked the songs that I liked, and I rocked with those. And then maybe 2 days ago, I said, "Okay, let me go back through the album again and listen again to see if I missed any. I didn't miss any. So the songs that I actually like and have added to onto my Spotify are 4 songs. I like. Let me find it right here. Okay, I like Circles, On the Road, I Know, and Myself. Those 4 are amazing.
So
Amazing. Oh, hold on. I know what you're saying.
Okay.
Let me get all the way through.
Okay.
There is 2 other songs that I'm like, they're kinda. There are 2 others that are like, they're like I can see. I didn't like enough of the song. That would be the one with Ozzy and another one. I can't remember, but they're not on my playlist. I don't really like them. There's just certain parts that I like, but it wasn't enough for the whole song. And so that puts the rest. And there are songs. The rest of the album has Wow on there. I love Wow as a song. Wow's amazing. Goodbyes. I love Goodbyes. Sunflower. I love Sunflower. So for me, when an album comes out, I like let's see. To me, it's how do I say this? Not that I don't include or count, but for Sunflower, the song that came out in Into the Spider-Verse. I know it's on your album, but that song came out so long ago, it doesn't even feel like part of your album. It just feels like a song you just threw onto your album. It just feels like it's on your album. So when people do stuff like that, it's like, well, I've been hearing this song for like a year. I can't really associate that with your album. I associate it with when I heard it. So that's like the same thing for Wow, Goodbyes. Even Goodbyes is kind of. I'd already heard that. I was like, I'm not really associating that. But for the sake of being fair to Post, those 3 songs I included. So that puts my total at 7. If I counted correctly, there are 17 songs on the album. Out of 17, I only like 7 of the songs. That is less than 50%. And to me, there's no way possible I could say I liked Post's new album, when I didn't even like half the songs on there. And 3 of those didn't even feel like they were part of his album. So, yeah, I didn't really like the album, honestly. It was kind of a letdown for me. There were 4 amazing songs on there. 3 of them that were already out and about, and I've already heard 80,000 times. And then the rest, 2 that were kind of okay, but not really. So I didn't like it.
You're entitled to your own opinion, but I think with you, it's hard for me to determine what kind of music you like, because sometimes I hear a song and I'm like, I know Sims will like this, and I show you and you're like, yeah, that song's trash. I'm like, really? Because this just fits what you like, and you're also sometimes it's like you need to what was that song one time? There was a song one time that you were like, nah, this is not a good song, but it came back to you and you were like, oh, I actually do like that now. That also happens to you sometimes. I'm not saying it's gonna happen here. I'm just saying I would still give.
That's why I went back and gave it a second chance.
But you're entitled to your own opinion. But as for me,
and the Migos said it themselves. You have to like every single song on the album to like the album.
that was
Migos
also
said it, not me.
that was a dream.
Do you like the Migos or not? They're from Atlanta.
I yeah, I like the.
Okay, Migos spoke.
It was a dream.
I
Anyway,
can't help what the Migos said.
okay.
Migos.
Did you like every song on the Migos album?
What album? I didn't even know they made an album. I don't
Okay.
even like the
Oh,
Migos
oh
like that.
my lord.
I don't even
Mhm.
like. I like a few of their songs.
You don't like the
I'm
Migos
sorry.
like you don't like the Migos like that. But if they say something in their dream, you listen to it. Like,
It's the Migos. What you want me to do? Take off. You wrong. You saw nothing last time somebody came at Takeoff. The Lord I love about movie. I don't want him to be doing that to all me. Yes, I'll just go with what Takeoff says. Or Offset. Whoever it was that got left off.
well, regardless if you're counting 100% or not as liking an album, it would still work for me because I like 100% of it. I like the whole album. I really do. Is it better than his other ones? It's better than Stony. Uh, Beer Bongs and Bentleys. I'd have to listen to them close because it's really close, but I think it still might edge it out. But like I said, I like all the songs, but then there's some that I have to continuously play because I love them so much.
Are they any of the four that I listed?
Say your four again.
Let me
And once again, I don't even have to include the ones that have already been out because of course I already like those. So this is even.
Wait, just real quick. Do you understand what I was saying about that? Does that make any sense to you?
Yeah, when
Like that Into the Spider Verse song. Like I feel like that's not your on your album. Like that song's been out already.
when I was gonna say my favorites, I wasn't gonna include those three anyways because they've already been out.
Okay, good.
But even though I love the songs, but
Circles. You like Circles, right? I know you like Circles.
well, I'll tell you the ones I like after you're done. Just go ahead.
Circles, On the Road, I Know, and Myself.
Okay.
You gotta have all four of those. As the ones you have on repeat. You said you have some on repeat and some that you like.
I like them all. I love some of them. Here's what I love. Circles. Take What You Want, which is the Ozzy and Travis one. I think that song is my number one song right now overall. Is Take What You Want. That might be number one overall right now. That song is so great. I'm Gonna Be Hollywood's Bleeding.
Oh, that was the other one that I had on there. That was like it's kind of far better than Kimmy.
Which one?
I'm gonna be with a one.
Yeah. Hollywood's Bleeding.
To interject again, for me not to like the song that the album is named after, that was already starting bad. As soon as I started the album, I said, "Dang, that's what you named after. I already don't like it."
And what's the one right before Circles? It's one more.
You know, I mean, look, I gotta read.
It's the one right.
1,000 Bad.
Yeah, 1,000 Bad Times. Yeah, 1,000 Bad
Wow.
Times. So
that's not the last one, right? You love another one, right? You love a few more, right?
I love I really like them all. But those are the ones that those are the only ones that I'm playing on repeat right now.
Oh my gosh.
I know exactly why you put I Know on there because he dropped the Jonas Brothers names. I know that's
now,
why.
When I heard it, I said, okay, that was fine. He threw a little in there. I said, okay, that's fine. But the song is good.
No, yeah. I do like that. He's got some good bars in that one. But I like the rest of them. I think I'm almost doing it like this. It's kind of weird. I'm just playing the ones that I just mentioned, but when those do kind of wear off for me, I think I'm gonna just start playing the others, and I'm saving them right now, and so it's like a whole nother album because I'm saving some of them right now to play for later. It's I'm not really playing I Know on loop right now, but I will a little bit later. Like when I'm this is how I am with songs. If I really love the song, sometimes when it comes on, I'm just like vibing to it. Like I'm just like all into it. And then it gets to the point where it's like I still love the song, but when I turn it on, I'm either like humming along or like just nodding my head. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like a vibe anymore. But right now, all those songs I'm just vibing to. And how do you don't like the one with Ozzy?
Um, this is what I'll say about that. When I said the songs, they didn't have enough for me. For me to like a song, it has to. There are some songs that I love, not related to this. Just songs that I love where I only like a few parts in there, and then liking those few parts in there, I listen to the middle part enough to where like I can start to enjoy that too. For this, the parts where Ozzy are fine. I love those parts. But I just couldn't get into the in between when it wasn't those parts. And for that, I was like, I don't like this. I just like Ozzy's parts.
I I would I would just keep listening to them because I think some of them might grow on you more. But I will say this: I know you're a guitar and like you like the guitar parts, you like the beat parts, which I like parts of the beat. I like the beat too, but like there's a part that's like when Ozzy is doing his chorus and he's like um I don't remember the exact part, but like if you go back and listen to it and listen to the music in the background or like find an instrumental or something and like the part when like Poe starts singing or something like that, it kind of drops and then like somebody's hitting like a guitar or something is really good. It's like I like the music in that one as much as I do the lyrics and the tone and everything. Like it's literally my favorite song right now, but really like them all.
I will say something funny. I don't know what social media app I was on, but I don't know. You know, sometimes like a prime example. So you know, a lot of people say like Donald Trump tweets some crazy stuff, and sometimes I'll be scrolling somewhere and it'll say like a tweet that Donald Trump said, but like I think it's one of those like people can make fake tweets. So like I think it's like a tweet as a joke, but like sometimes I'm like I don't is this real or not? I can't tell. So the same thing kind of happened. I saw like this image of a bunch of tweets compiled together, and it was basically a bunch of people saying, younger people saying, "Man, shout out to Post Malone for putting this Aussie dude on his album. He has a bright future ahead of him." Or man, I don't know where Post found this Oz dude, but man, I can't wait to hear more of his stuff. And just a bunch of stuff like that, and I was like, is this real or fake? Because this is just ridiculous if y'all don't know who Ozzy is.
Right.
But I will. I mean, I'm glad the album came out because he gave me four bangers of songs. There, I got all four because I didn't want to listen to the whole thing. So the way Spotify works, if I don't have premium, actually I have regular Spotify. The way Spotify works is you have to have a certain amount of songs in a playlist for it to only play those songs. If you only have, because like that's like a way to get around hearing what you want to hear. If you put one song in there, you just can't keep listening to that one song. It's gonna throw some random stuff in there. So I put four songs in there, but I can't really like just listen to those because it'll try to like put a bunch of stuff in there. So I have to like skip every time something else comes on. So I put those four in a playlist, and I've been listening to those nonstop. Like on the way to school, I'm listening to that nonstop. Those four songs over and over each day. They're amazing.
Uh,
And I will say there's a lot of diversity in his album. Even with like some of the songs I don't like, there's still a lot of like diversity.
yeah, it's very different. Like I like how he's very unique with his songs. All right. What you got next?
Let me see. Let's see what I got. I got a few stuff. This is just something quick. Well, let's see if there's something else. I don't know. I got this story. I don't know if you were. I don't know if you were in there when it happened. Because we had Spanish together. I don't know if you were in this Spanish class when it happened. But in Miss Noy's class, we would give our Spanish. We'd give our oral presentations.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just relate a scenario with your partner, or I don't know which class this was, but one time we taught the class a specific subject, or we recorded ourselves in a scenario. So for this one, it had something to do with a PowerPoint because I had my thumb drive to plug up and give her to plug in. And so I get up there, and you know how it is when it's presentation time. You're already you're nervous. I got to speak this different language in front of people. Did I go over my script enough? I'm getting nervous. So I'm already I don't even like speaking in front of people. So I get up there and I give her the thing and she's putting it in, and then all I hear is Roscoe? And I said, yeah. She's like, and she has it set to where obviously if she's putting it into her computer, it's gonna pop up on the screen so everybody can see it. So everybody else sees it, and she's like, what is this? And I look up there and I'm like, how in the world did they get on there? I don't even know. So I look up there and I don't remember what it said exactly, but it said this is what I think it said. I believe the file said dead pictures of parents. And I was like, what is this? I was like, I don't know what that is. I probably seem like a serial killer. What is that? I don't know what that is. It just threw off my whole thing. I was like, no, I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. It's not mine though. It's my thumb drive, but I don't know what that is on my thumb drive. I didn't put that on there. My parents are alive. I didn't kill my parents. So I don't know how that got on there. Were you in there? I don't think you were.
I don't think I was in that. I think we had Spanish 2 together.
Okay, that might have been Spanish 3 when I took Spanish 3.
Yeah.
Or no, that might have been Spanish 1. I don't know.
But the story with the stories we could just tell from Spanish 2. Oh my gosh. We didn't have a lot of classes together in middle and high school, but what we did have, we got some,
3.
We got some stories in there. Like the time we were just laughing uncontrollably in her class, and then she moved us apart, but she had set her tables up to that weird horseshoe, and so she just moved it to where we could see each other even more, and
that didn't do that.
Yeah, I was dying, and she was really mad. She actually got mad that day. It was so funny, though. And I'm assuming you want to tell whether you tell it today or another time. I'm assuming it'll be on the podcast. Your whole somehow you answered the question when you were asleep, but
we can get into it if you want.
Well, we might not ever talk about Spanish class again, so you can go ahead if you want to. While we're on it.
Okay. So Spanish, I just said I got nervous. I don't speak the language. I don't do this. But I took all the way to Spanish 3, so I couldn't. I'm not as good as it now as I was then, but I was actually really good at Spanish. It wasn't a hard class at all. It was really easy. I understood stuff good. Well, see, I don't know which was English, but I understood the concepts, and it was easy. So Miss Noy had her class set up to where you come in and she collects La Tarea. She collects the homework, and then you have I forgot what the warm up was called, but you have the warm up, and it's usually 10 questions. Like, if it's the day after we got the vocab, it's like 10 vocab, and you have to. It's in English, say it in Spanish, or it's in Spanish, and you have to put it in English. So I'd fill it out, and I would, I'd get done, and I would quote unquote go to sleep. Okay, so I would, I'd put my head down. I'm quote unquote asleep, and then the 10 minutes, whatever, is up, and she wants to go over the warm up. So she calls on people to answer. And so, it's like question 6, I'm, still quote unquote sleeping. Now, this is like this happened like all the time. I did this all the time. I'm quote unquote sleeping in the class while she's going over the answers. And so she calls on people, and so she would call on me. And, I would give my answer for the warm up. And she was like, "Oh, you're sleeping." I'm like, "No, I'm not sleeping." Now, I never said this to her because, like, I would. There's no point. But in my mind, for me to be asleep, I would be like not knowing what's going on because I'm asleep. So if you can call on me, if you can call on me and say, "Roscoe, answer the next one," if you can do that, and I can then answer the question, know what question we're on, give the correct answer in a different language, I don't believe I was sleeping. That's literally impossible. Nobody can sleep and do all those things at the same time. There's no way I was sleeping right before, and I know what number we're on, and I had the correct answer. So the saying that I slept in that class, I didn't really sleep. I just put my head down and then closed my eyes, and when it was time to answer the question and I was called on, I answered it correctly, like every time. So I didn't sleep in the class. I just quote unquote slept, but I didn't sleep. You can't sleep if you can know what. How do I know what question we're on? How do I know we're on number 6 if I've been sleeping this whole time? That doesn't make any sense. I did not sleep in class. I slept in gym. I took a nap on the bleachers. I did not take no nap in Miss Millie's class. Who goes to sleep in a different language? Like, how am I supposed to know? Like, I spoke a whole different language while I sleep. What? It doesn't make any sense. But I did not sleep in that class. I had the correct answers and knew what number we were on in a different language. Yeah. While I was sleeping, apparently. I wasn't asleep. I got more right than the other people that were quote unquote awake. Even though they were awake, there's no quote unquote for them. I was just quote unquote asleep. But I wasn't sleeping. Long story short, I didn't sleep in that class. That's it. That's the story. That was my rant. I ain't said that. I ain't went over that in a minute. Last time I went over that, I think I was at my grandma's, and I was saying how easy Spanish was, and how, like, you got to be careful what you say, because as soon as I say, yeah, I would, like, I kind of, like, I had my head down in that class. Oh, you went to sleep? No, Grandma, I didn't sleep in class. Oh, you slept in? No, I didn't sleep in class. And I had to give them the whole spill of, I was asleep. How did I know what number we're on? How did I know the correct answer in a whole different language?
I hope Miss Noy ain't listening to this.
Miss Noy's not listening.
She probably is. Well, continue on. What else you got? I'm letting you run the rest of this podcast. I done brought the debate to the table.
Let's see. So I was in class the other day, and we're going over. What are we going over? We're going over how you know if you have something. I forgot. How you know if you have this disease. Right now, how you know? I think it's how you know if your kidneys are failing. Maybe if you're having renal problems. But anyway, we're in class. We're in there, and I'm just sitting. I'm listening, and all I hear is now. Oh, well, let me see. Okay, that's the That's the backstory. Now I want you finish this phrase, okay? Finish what I'm about to say, okay?
Okay.
Blood in the stool, blood in the urine.
That's where I'm supposed to finish.
Yes. Blood in the stool, blood in the urine.
Blood in the saliva.
Okay, no. See, you wouldn't have been on the same wave as me. I'm sitting there. All I hear is, if you they're talking about like if you see blood in the stool. So it's like blood in the stool, blood in the urine, and then I'm like blood in the water. I'm like, oh snap! You got me singing the NXT song.
Oh.
I thought right. I said, oh wow. I thought right about that NXT song.
No, what NXT? I thought it was NHL.
Look me in my. That's NXT.
That's the NHL song on NHL.
It must have been in both.
Oh yeah, it was an NXT too, wasn't it?
It is.
Oh, it was on both. Wow, that must have been that song was fall. Oh, I thought you were actually asking me like a scientific, like pharmaceutical question, and I was like, how should I answer this? Where would blood be? And I I didn't put that together right there.
I was sitting there. I heard that. I said, "Is there blood in the water too?" But no, I think that was it. It was just blood in the stool, blood in the urine. If blood in the water wouldn't really mean anything because water's not like important. I mean, it's important, but it's in term. You know what I mean? It has nothing to do with it. Yeah, I'd been saving on to that for a while because that happened like weeks ago. Let's see. How long we been going? How long can we? All right, I got some more. Do you have? Is there okay? Do you have a favorite character from the MCU who is not a main character in the slightest of senses, and not in any type of way?
Okay.
Like, Ultron would be counted as a main character. Like, not even like that's too main. Like somebody who is not main and Obadiah's. No, that's main. No.
So we're talking like supporting cast, like
Yeah,
extras basically.
almost like to me, kinda extras, but like
But you gotta have some speaking lines.
Yeah, and like they're an actual character in Marvel. It's just like the way in the MCU they were used. Because everybody's a character. It's just the way that they were used. They weren't like main characters.
Yeah.
So do you have somebody?
Off the top of my head, I like Skarsgård, the I don't even remember his character's name. He's in Thor, and he's the one that Loki mind tricks into like opening the portal. And do you count him?
That would work.
I like him. He's funny guy. His name's Skarsgård. I know he's the dad of all the Skarsgård brothers. Bill Skarsgård is the one who plays Pennywise. So that's how I know the Skarsgårds. But I also just like saying their last name. Skarsgård.
Wait, hold on. You talking about the dude with the sword who can open up the Bifrost?
Heimdall?
Okay. Okay.
Ain't no
Okay.
way talking
Okay.
about Heimdall.
Okay. Who are you talking about then? I don't know who. Say that again. Because I kind of heard. All I heard was tricked, and something about opening, and I was like, oh, okay, he's talking about that dude.
Okay. In Thor, the old guy who is then
Oh,
like
the dude who went drinking with Thor.
yes, what?
Oh, I see.
The dude who Loki uses the scepter to like possess his mind, and he's a scientist, and he helps
Yeah, the
Loki
one that
open up
was drinking with Thor. Yeah.
drinking with Thor.
Yeah, they go out drinking and they come back like hammered to the 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 thing, and the girl was like, "Oh my god, go crazy."
At like one point in the movie, he like runs around in his underwear. You know what I'm talking
Yes,
about? Okay,
yes, he went out drinking with Thor.
okay. Yes, that's Skarsgård. I don't know his name in the movie. Dang, some
Now,
MCU fans. That man didn't even know it Heimdall. And
no, because all I heard was that, and I was like, man, I guess this is the. I haven't really thought about him in a minute. But the reason I questioned that was because you said the dude that plays his son plays Pennywise, and I said I didn't know the actor that played Pennywise was black. I thought he was white. I said Pennywise is black. I said what? I did not know that, so I had to clarify. And I was like, what? So it's a good thing I did. I would have thought the actor that played Pennywise was black this whole time after that. Now the whole reason this topic exists, it's not like I thought about the topic and I was like, oh, that's a good topic. I thought about somebody and I was like, ooh, I like them, and I was like, oh wait, that could be a topic. So my reason, is for simply one line from the whole MCU why I like this person. I don't know how much he was in the other movie, but the fact that I don't know how much he was in the original movie he was in, Winter Soldier, I think that just shows that he wasn't a main character, because I don't remember honestly him in the movie except for this one part. But this one part that I remember him from Winter Soldier isn't why he's in it. It's from a scene from Endgame. It's Rumlow. I like Rumlow. And I only like Rumlow for the simple reason that when Cap walks into the elevator, he gives that little nod. He's like, Rumlow. I was like, oh, that's fine. I was like, okay, Rumlow's kind of fun. That's the only reason. Just because the way Cap said it fine.
I like Rumlow. His character in Civil War was, I think his name's Crossbones.
Oh, see, I even got the movie wrong. I don't even know what movie that was.
That was Civil War.
Yeah, see, proves my point.
He might have been
the one that was like at the beginning,
but he was in Winter Soldier too, because he was a part of Shield that was actually Hydra.
Oh yeah, because that's the whole reason they had that scene again. So yeah, he was still in Winter Soldier, but it's still not important. Still good enough to be a not main person at all.
So were you just gonna accept Heimdall? Because I thought Heimdall was kind of big.
Well, you seem to be struggling to get somebody, because that's like the only person you seem to come up with. So I was just gonna let it slide, because I was like, yeah, okay, yeah.
No, I had who I was talking about. You just didn't realize who I was talking about.
Yeah. All I heard was trick Loki into opening, and I was like, oh, dude with sword opens up stuff. Like, he literally opened up the Bible for us.
I like the kid from Iron Man 3.
Oh my gosh. Dude with the mask too big for him? Wait, no, is that Iron Man?
No, that was Iron Man 2.
Wrong one.
Iron Man 3 is the kid who like helps him build the suit back.
Iron Man 2 is the kid with the mask too. Yeah, no, mine's Rumlow. Only for that reason.
Yeah, Rumlow's fine though.
If they don't have that scene again, you probably wouldn't be talking about it right now, because I wouldn't even thought about it.
Almost fall.
Yeah, everything else, the rest of the topics I have on here, those are gonna take some time. So unless you have something else, we can probably wrap it up here.
No, I don't think I got anything else. So we will close off episode 6 with that. Once again, we need your help answer who you think won the debate, Joker or Reverse Flash. So I wanted to make mention we might come back. Um, College football is going on right now. NFL is going on right now. We're going to try to bring y'all some updates every once in a while, not every single week. We're thinking about bringing Devin back on, of course, and maybe giving like an update.
I got a hot take when it comes to college football. I got a hot take.
To save it or like do it now?
No, whenever we talk about it, it's gonna.
Okay.
Ooh.
We got some good stuff coming up. AEW coming up on TNT. Everybody, watch out for that. NXT moving over to USA. That's just some wrestling news.
This Wednesday, actually.
Oh snap! It is. But I mean, just so much. It's so much. But you know what is happening every week that you should tune into? The One Stop Shop podcast. Yes, every single week. There's our little plug. Even though if you've already been listening this far, clearly you're listening to us. So, once again, timestamps are in the description. Like, comment, subscribe on the channel. Sims, wrap it up for us.
It's the end of the episode again. Thank you for listening. But more importantly, thank you for shopping at the One Stop Shop.